What's up, guys? Welcome to another combo video. We're going to go over in Raidraptors in this one. This one's going to be very, very sick. The deck is very linear, so we're only going to show you about 4 combos. We're going to show you the Tribute Lanius 1-card combo. We're going to show you a combo that plays around Nibiru. We're going to show you a combo that plays through Droll. And we're also going to show you a combo that plays through Shifter. I'll be giving you guys 2 different versions of this as well, of the Droll as well as the Shifter one, so just kind of depending on where you want to end on. And then, of course, with Nibiru, this deck is really not prone to hitting it with it. You know, if you hit it on the Arsenal Falcon, you guys will be able to see. But yeah, we're going to be summoning out the towers a lot, so make sure that you have your copies of the Rising Rebellion Falcon. And, well, let's dive in. It's going to be the 1-card Tribute Lanius combo here. This is the very basic combo. You're going to be having a normal summon of Tribute Lanius. We're going to activate the effect, sending a copy of Fuzzy Lanius. Fuzzy Lanius is going to activate, letting us add another copy of Fuzzy Lanius to the hand. Because we control a Raidraptor, we can fetch summon it out. So now we have 2 level 4s. We're going to be able to overlay for a copy of Raider's Knight. This can be able to activate its effects detaching. Doesn't really matter what you detach here. We're going to go up for a copy of Brave Strix. Brave Strix can also activate the effect detaching itself to go for a copy of your Fusion, not Fusion, your XYZ. We're going to be able to activate the effect, use this to go up into our copy of Arsenal Falcon. And then Arsenal Falcon will be able to activate the effect, detach 1 card from itself, summon out a level 4 from the deck. We're going to be summoning out a copy of Noir Lanius, most likely in defense position because we want to be playing around those cards. If we get stopped, you always want to have your effect. So this is going to be able to activate effect, searching for a copy of the Heal Eagle. Heal Eagle will be able to summon itself out as well. And then you can link away these 2 for your copy of the Wise Tricks. Don't forget that I guess this effect is targeting itself, so search for level 3. You want to leave this on the field and not this because this is going to be a level 4, and then you can activate the effect. Here we're going to have some chain blocking. We're going to go Chain Link 1 because this is mandatory, Chain Link 2 Arsenal Falcon. So Arsenal Falcon is going to be able to summon itself out, doesn't matter what zone it's in. And then we're going to summon 1 copy of our Ultimate Great Chicken. Ultimate Great Chicken is going, well, this is going to be able to summon first, my bad. Summon a copy of Mimicry. This is going to be good because it negates effect, but does not negate effects in the graveyard. Here, we're going to activate the effect because a XYZ, whatever, was activated. We're going to be able to set this turn, and then we'll also be able to activate it because it is a quick play spell due to Wise Tricks. Did not know this in the past. We're then going to overlay these 2 for a copy of our Force Tricks here. And then Force Tricks is going to be able to activate the effect. We're going to attach a copy of the Mimicry to search for our copy of the Raider's Wing. Mimicry can then activate its effects, banishing itself. Just let us search for a copy of Roost. We then can activate the Roost in the hand, just because we can. And then we're going to activate the effect of the Raidraptor's Force, targeting the copy of Brave Strix alongside the rank 4. This is always considered a Raidraptor card as well, so make sure you count. You have 5, 4, plus 4. That's going to be a 13. Letting us go into our Mega Big Chicken, Unaffected Big Boy. So here we're going to be able to activate the effect because a Raidraptor was summoned. We're going to search for a copy of the Glorious Bright. This is going to be your Omni on field, whatever spot negate that you guys call it. So I have 2 cards in hand. We then can activate the effect of Raider's Wing. This is also in the graveyard, my bad. Then we're going to activate the effect of Raider's Wing, detach to summon. Important that you have to summon it because you want Arsenal Falcon in the graveyard so that you can activate the Rising Rebellion's effect to be able to copy it. So we're going to be detaching all 3 to copy the effect of Arsenal Falcon. Now we have the effect of Arsenal Falcon, which can detach from the Rising Rebellion. Summon another one from the deck here. We're going to summon our copy of the Bloom Vulture. And so here we can then overlay these 2. This is in the hand, mind you. To go for our copy of the Force Tricks once again. We can then detach to activate the effect, switching us for a copy of our Tribute Lanius. So now you have Tribute Lanius and the Glorious Bright. We can then activate the effect of the Doom Eagle, or Heal Eagle, banishing itself to add this back to the hand. So now you have 3 cards in the hand. And then we can activate the effect of Roost, targeting the Heal Eagle, as well as the Mimicry Lanius, and a copy of the Force Tricks. We're going to do this because we can only play 2 Force Tricks. We already have 1 on the field, and we have 1 in our graveyard. If we put this back to the extra deck, we'll have more continuation plans. You can put a bunch of other cards in your graveyard, but you want to keep Brave Strix as well as the Raider's Knight or a rank 4 in your graveyard to be able to keep up when you're going to be able to use it during your opponent's turn. So we're going to be putting these 3 back to the deck, and then we're going to be drawing 1 additional card here. Does not matter what it is. It's a copy of Strangle Lanius. Great. So now you have the Glorious Bright you can set. You have also this that you can set. Then you have your 1-card combo once again, and then another card as well. And then during your opponent's turn, you can then go rank up once again, targeting these two, and as well as the 4 Strix, ranking up into your 3rd towers here. And then you're going to be able to activate the effect of itself plus 4 Strix. You can destroy everything on the field. And then you can also set, let's say you play another copy of 4 Strix, you can just set it to your side of the field immediately. And then you have essentially a blow up that's also unaffected. You have 3 huge towers, you have a spot negate, and then you have Roost to be able to search for the rest of the turn. You can also do that so you're going to be able to add another card to your hand. You know, if you play like a nest, you can add that, whatever you really want. You know, get that additional search, whatever that you need. That's just it for the 1-card combo. You'll not really do that, but I just want to feature it, you know, to let you guys know what the basic cards do. We're going to move on to the 2nd combo. So this is going to be the Play Around Droll combo. I'm going to be showing you guys 2 combos here. This is going to be the 1-card combo. That's just the bare minimum that you guys can do through Droll and Lockbird, with the worst card that you guys can play through it. So we're going to start off with a normal summon of Tribute Lanius. As always, we're going to activate the effect. We're going to be sending from our deck a copy of Fuzzy. Fuzzy will activate its effects here, and then we're going to be searching for a copy of Fuzzy Lanius once again. So if you guys have not noticed, we added a card from our deck to our hand. You know what that means? We're going to be hitting with a copy of Droll and Lockbird. So Droll and Lockbird is now live. We have a Fuzzy Lanius, which is summoning itself out. And now we have 2 level 4s on the field. We can then overlay for a copy of Raider's Knight here. And I can activate its effects to detach to summon out a copy of the Brave Strix. So this is really, really bad for us because we don't have very much. Always we want to attach the Tribute Lanius, so if it does stay on the field, you will be able to continue your plays. The next turn, we're going to go for a copy of the Brave Strix. So Brave Strix is not going to be able to let us add a card to the hand. We can activate the effect Detaching. And then that's going to let us search for a copy of the Trap, but it's accessible to our field. So now in the worst case scenario, you have a Spot Negate, a nice little Omni, from a monster on the field or a card on the field, because you do control a Raidraptor card. You are playing around Droll, which is pretty nice. A lot of the times you also have other cards in your hand. Let's say you had like these 3 cards. And so like all of a sudden, like you don't have that much, but you have hand traps, so you can really play through it. And you still have the Brave Strix as well for like the follow-up turn. You know, if this card dies, you'll be able to, you know, have potentially other plays as well during the next turn. But in just like a worst case scenario, what you do get hit with. Now for the other combo. So we're going to be playing around Droll here with 2 level 4s. All we need is a level 4 plus an extender, which is also level 4. This could be a copy of Noir plus Fuzzy. It can be really anything you want. It can be a Bloom Vulture plus Mimicry. As long as you get 2 level 4s onto the field, and one of them has to be a Raidraptor, because you want to have a Raidraptor in your graveyard. Without having a search, you're going to be able to play through Droll. So we're going to go normal summon Mimicry. And of course, then you can go some more, summon itself out. We can then overlay for a copy of Raider's Knight. Raider's Knight will be able to activate the effect here, detaching itself. You always want to attach the copy of the Raidraptor. That's going to be able to go up into a copy of Brave Strix. Brave Strix is going to be able to then activate its effects, detaching once again, to let you search for a copy of the spell to rank up. Going for a copy of Skip Force here, and obviously we're adding a card to our hand, so our opponent's going to hit us with Droll and Lockbird. We then can go Skip Force, send, or I guess not send, but overlay into a copy of Arsenal Falcon here. And then we can go Arsenal Falcon, effect, detach, to summon out a copy of the, wherever it's at, our copy of the Stranglanius. Stranglanius, and which is a point where it's important that we had a Raidraptor in the graveyard, so you can summon back out the copy of it. Then we're going to be able to link away these 2 here. Make sure you always link away your Arsenal Falcon for a copy of Y-Strix. Then we're going to go Arsenal Falcon as well as Y-Strix effects, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. We're going to be summoning this out, and then we're going to be placing the copy of Ultimate Falcon on top of it here. And then Y-Strix will be able to summon out a copy of the, wherever it's at, the copy of the Raider's Wing. If you already started off with Raider Wing as your normal summon here, it would not have mattered. You could summon out really whatever other body that you wanted to. You could summon out a Tribute Lanius, which we're going to be summoning out later in the turn. But if you started with the Raider's Knight instead of the copy of Mimicry, this is just, you want it in the graveyard so that you can detach. So then we're going to be activating the effect of Ystrix because we did summon a Raidraptor, which is going to let us place or set here the copy of the Riot's Rank Up Force Strix, which is going to let us summon out our 2 other towers, which is going to be kind of playing the whole point through this. So we're going to be setting it to the field here. We can then activate the effect of Ultimate Falcon. You just want to get the Arsenal Falcon in the graveyard so we can copy the effect. Now our opponent cannot respond, which is really nice for us. We can then overlay for our copy here of the Force Strix. Unfortunately, we cannot add, but it does not matter because we can just go activate the effect of Rise, target the Brave alongside the copy of Raider's Wing. That's going to be summoning it out here, letting us place the Mega Chicken onto the field. We can then activate the effect Detaching. We're going to be detaching, of course, the Raider's Wing alongside 2 others to be able to gain the effect of the Arsenal Falcon here. We then can detach once again to gain the effect, or to summon out the effect of Arsenal Falcon here, to summon it from the deck, which is going to be summoning out a copy of Tribute Lanius. Tribute Lanius will be able to activate the effect, and this is where if we would have already had the effect to summon out, we would have activated it then. But Tribute Lanius is going to activate the effect here, sending a copy of the Heal Eagle. This is going to let us actually bring back out the copy of Rank Up and Rising Force, which is important. And then this is why you wanted the copy of the Raider's Wing in the graveyard. So you can actually activate the effect here, detaching the the Raider's Knight or whatever material, summon itself out here. Then you can overlay it once again for a copy of the Force Strix. It can be also a copy as Raider Knight, does not really matter. We can then banish the copy of Heal Eagle to set the copy of the Rank Up Magic. And then once again, sorry, I'm kind of misplacing my zones, so you guys cannot see the graveyard. Once again, you'll have the 2 level 4s in the graveyard for the rank up. So during your opponent's turn, you can actually just go up once again into our 3rd copy of a towers and then blow up the entire field. So like through Droll with only 2 cards and one of them just being an extender, you essentially just make this, you're essentially same board. You don't get to have additional draws in the hand, and you are just using 2 cards. Which is really fine with you. You have loaded up your graveyard, and you are prone to a lot of other card effects like a Nibiru. But other than that, just show that Droll is really low impact to your hand, and no matter what, you always will have some kind of play, as long as you just have one other extender. This is going to be the playing through Nib combo. All you need to have is Bloom Vulture and then another card. It can just be any other Raidraptor. So we're going to be playing through Nib here. We're going to be activating the effect, summon itself out. There are different variations of this as well. You can play some other cards. This is just the variation that we're playing. So you can go activate effect, and this is going to be where they nib correctly. So I guess I'll always be telling you guys where to nib correctly. So we're going to summon itself out, having the 2 bodies onto the field. We're already at 2 summons here. And then we're going to go for a copy of the Raider's Knight. It's going to activate its effect. It's going to be able to detach to let us summon out a copy of the Brave Strix. As you guys can tell, this is a very standard line. We do this almost every combo. We're going to activate the effect once again, detach. That's going to let us search. We're going to be searching for a copy of the Skip Force. Always the top card, by the way. Pretty amazing. Then we're going to activate the effect here. We are on summon number 4. We're going to target, and then we're going to be using it as material. So we'll take a second to pause here. We have just successfully summoned out Arsenal Falcon. If our opponent does not nib here, we then get to detach to summon out another body onto the field. So we're going to have to be using the Arsenal Falcon effect. Here, if they nib correctly, this will be on the summon of this. We're not going to get the effect to search another body, so we're not going to get another card in rotation. So we're going to nib us right here. So we're going to get nibbed on the summon. We're going to lose all of our stuff, and we're going to get a token onto our side of the field. We'll put it in the middle zone because our opponent knows we're playing Raidraptor, and the zone does not matter as long as we have always 1 zone free for Ystrix. So we're going to have the effect of Arsenal Falcon because our effect was hit when we hit the graveyard, and that's going to let us summon out itself. And normally you summon out a towers here, which you can obviously do if you had other cards in your hand that lets you play through it, or if you do not, like in our case, we're going to summon out a copy of the Force Strix. Force Strix is going to be able to activate its effects, detaching, letting us search our deck. Here we're going to search for a copy of the Tribute Lanius. We have not normal summon, so we can then normal summon the Tribute Lanius, activate the effect here, sending a copy of the Fuzzy Lanius to the graveyard. Fuzzy Lanius is going to activate its effects, it's going to let us search for another copy of itself, wherever it's at. And then we can actually use it to special summon it as well. So here we can then use the Force Tricks alongside the Tribute Lanius, go for a copy of Wise Tricks, and then we're going to be activating the effect of the Force Tricks here to summon it from the deck. It doesn't really matter what we summon, we can summon out a copy of, if we did not have the copy of Force Trick, of the Raider's Wing, we could have summoned that here. Really, it does not matter. You just want to get another card in rotation. So we're going to summon out a copy of Mimicry, because it lets us get our spells here. And then we can actually overlay for a copy of Force Tricks once again, wherever it's at. So then we're going to activate the effect of Force Tricks, detaching the Mimicry Lanius to let us search our deck for a copy of Strangle, and then Wise Tricks will also be able to activate its effects, letting us set from the deck the spell, the Rising Rank Up. So here we have a few effects. We can actually banish the Mimicry to search for a copy of our spell. We're going to might as well just do that right now, searching for that copy of Roost. We'll play Roost because why not? We can then activate Strangle, summon itself out, activating the effect, being able to reborn from the graveyard. Does not really matter what we reborn from the graveyard. We're going to reborn out a Bloom Vulture here, just as we can. And then we're going to be able to go the effect here of Raider's Wing, or Raider's Force, targeting the Force Strix and the copy of Brave Strix, going up once again into our copy of the Rising Rebellion Falcon. We can then activate the effect to burn, destroying that token of Nibiru. And now our opponent's going to be taking, or not the token, the Nibiru on our opponent's side of the field. They're going to take 3,000 damage, which is really nice here. And then we're also going to get a search off of the Roost, searching us for our Trap, the Glorious Sprite, and not having another spot negate, which is really nice. We then activate the effect, detaching all three to be able to copy the effect of the Arsenal Falcon. We then activate the effect, detaching, activating as Arsenal Falcon here. Once again, going for a copy of the Heel Eagle. We can also go for like something else if you want to. You can go for a copy of the Noir Lanius, then Noir Lanius search the Heel Eagle. Doesn't really matter here. You just want additional bodies onto the field. Then we can link away these two. Go for another copy of the Force Tricks, or yeah, Wise Tricks here. This is going to allow us so that we can banish the Heel Eagle to place the copy of the Rise once again, so we can have another time having that burn. We are unfortunately locked into the Raidraptors right now because we did use the effect of the Fuzzy Lanius. So this is like where it matters. If you are playing 3 Force Tricks, you can go immediately into Force Tricks if you wanted to, or in this case, we can activate the Roost, putting back the copy of Force Tricks alongside the 2 Mimicry and Heal, and shuffle it into our deck, and then we just draw 1 unknown card. So we draw into a Imperm, which is pretty nice. So we draw these 2. We now have a unknown card, and then this. We then overlay these 2 into our copy of Force Tricks. If you play 3, then you didn't have to immediately do that, but you could like search first. But then you just activate the effect here, detaching the copy of the Bloom, getting to search once again. We're going to search for a copy of the Tribute Lanius here, or we can go for a Strangle depending on really what you want. So I'd search for a Tribute Lanius in this case because it is one of our best. Actually, in this case, we're really just going off full combo. So we'll just search for the copy of Strangle. And then we will just set this card here. And so now we have 1 unknown in hand. We have the Strangle Lanius or whatever other card for follow-up. We also have the Raiders, which are going to be able to rank up once again. We're going to be able to summon out these 2. And then nuke the board. And then we also have the Raiders Wing and Graveyard that if we wanted to detach to extend even more, we could have done that as well. I'm getting another card. If we weren't locked into Raidraptors, we would have been able to go for Evil Soul Nightmare. But we have 2 essentially 2 towers on the field. This will be able to also set us another card if we shuffled back another one. We have the spot negate still, and then we have follow up as well as a draw, which is really nice. And that's how you play around Nibiru correctly. This is going to be how to play through Shifter. So you actually need a Noir Lanius plus any other combo of 2 of these. Probably the worst one is the Strangle Lanius. So that's why we're maxing out on all these copies. You have 3 of each of these in your deck, so it's like chances are you will be seeing at least 2 of them. So we're just going to pretend that we have those 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to go normal summon out Noir. Obviously, we're going to be activating the effect. We're going to hit with a copy of Shifter here. They know we're playing a graveyard reliant deck, therefore Shifter will be useful. We're going to then hit a Pain Lanius. Pain Lanius is very important in this version of the deck because of the fact that it's going to allow us to play through Shifter. Now, obviously, Shifter is not played in every single deck, so you don't have to worry about it, but I want to be showing you guys a way to play through it just so you can really just end on whatever you have. There are other builds you can do, like you can play through it, but this is going to get your towers rather than just a spot negate, which is fine. But if you don't play Pain Lanius or you don't have access to Noir plus 2 other extenders, you can just go for the Raiders Wing and then go Raiders Wing into the Brave Strix, and then of course set your spot negate, and that's just going to be what you have. But in this case here, we're going to be then summoning out the Pain Lanius. We're going to take 500, which is fine. We then activate these some more, summon itself out. We're then going to go overlay for these 2 into a copy of Force Strix. Force Strix will activate its effects, letting us search for a copy of, it does not matter here, we're going to search for a copy of the Bloom Vulture. We then activate the Fuzzy Lanius, summoning itself out, and then we're going to be able to overlay once again. This is also attached to the graveyard, by the way. We're then going to, I'll probably just leave the Pain Lanius on it. We're going to detach this. We're then going to overlay it once again to another copy of Force Strix. In this case, we're going to detach the Fuzzy Lanius, or I guess we don't really care about level modulation, so we're going to detach the Noir here. That's going to let us search for a copy of the Raiders Wing. Now we can go Bloom Vulture effect, summoning out the Raiders Wing as well as the Bloom Vulture. And then we can once overlay into a different one this time. We're going to go into a copy of the Raiders Wing. Don't forget, these cards are banished, so we can't use their graveyard effects. Here we're going to activate the effect of the Raiders Wing, and we are under the protection of the Raiders Wing, so we will be able to be protected. That's going to let us overlay into a copy of the Brave Strix. So here you kind of have 2 options. You can either make your cards so that this can be protected by Imperm. So we're going to activate the effect here, detaching. And then we're going to be able to set the copy of the Raidraptor's Force. Then here during our opponent's turn, we're going to be able to flip this face up. And you could prevent the Imperm if you really are worried about Imperm turning in your combo by leaving this on the field, but they're going to be able to Imperm you way earlier, so it doesn't really matter. And we're going to be able to overlay here with all 5 of these. I'm saying, counting all the material here. Go into our copy of the Rising Rebellion, and here Rising Rebellion is going to be active with the effect attaching to burn. And we do have the 3 different names. We have the Raiders Knight, the Brave Strix, alongside the Force Strix. And if you did not keep the Raiders Wing and you kept this instead, you won't get the burn effect. But this is still really good. So we're going to be able to summon it out, and then we're going to be burning. And then what's your opponent going to do versus the towers, really? So you have this, and all of a sudden your opponent has to beat a towers. You made a towers through Shifter, and that was only through 3 cards. So normally you're going to have 2 other cards in your hand. If you already had some cards, you can search for a follow-up with Tribute Lanius. And then now that Shifter is no longer alive, you can just go Tribute Lanius effect, send the copy of Fuzzy, and then Fuzzy summon, and then all of a sudden you have all your lines in play already. So that's really just how to play through Shifter. I know it's going to be the hardest hand traps to follow. So I wanted to show you guys how you can make your board. Really, if you just stick a tower on the field, you're going to be doing really good. There are lines where obviously the Imperm hurts. It hurts a lot on your copy of a Raiders Wing. Especially because you cannot link this away into your Y-Strix. It is not a winged beast. So this is the most important part to hit with Imperm. And of course, if you have a DD Crow or something like that, if you hit the Arsenal Falcon, that's really good as well. But I wanted to show you guys the combos of the deck. I know there's not a lot of combos online for it. And I really am enjoying playing this deck a lot. It is really fun. I'm thinking of taking it to local soon. I'm just playing it on DB right now. But it's just lots of fun to be able to play through it. It can eat an Ash, an Imperm, and even a Nibiru as well as Droll very easily. And the deck's a lot of fun to play. So I definitely consider that you guys should give it a try.